Okay, so we're starting chapter 4, and section 4.1 is writing equations in slope-intercept form. So your learning target is that you will be able to write equations in slope-intercept form. And slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is your y-intercept. So we have our slope and our y-intercept. So looking at example 1, we're using the slope and the y-intercept to write equations. So we're given the slope of 3 and the y-intercept of -1. So in our formula, the slope is your m, your y-intercept is b. So when we plug these in, we have y equals 3x minus 1. So this is our answer here. Okay, and our next one, we have a slope of 1/2, that's our m, and our y-intercept is 0, so that's our b. So we would have y equals 1/2 x plus 0. Now, we don't have to put that plus 0 there. If you did, you can leave it. That is an acceptable answer. However, you can simplify it to just be y equals 1/2 x and have this be the equation of your line in slope-intercept form. Okay, so in these problems, we are writing an equation of a line in slope-intercept form. And again, this is example 2. We're using the graphs for this. So in chapter 3, you learned how to count your slope. So you can either calculate it or count it. If we're counting our slope, we're going up 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 1, 2, 3, 4. So if my slope is up 4 over right 4, this is going to reduce to 1. Then this point that I'm given is my y-intercept. So this is my b value. So anytime I have a x value of 0, this is your y-intercept, which is also your b value. So our equation here is y equals 1x minus 2. And again, you don't need that 1 in front of the x. You can write your equation as y equals x minus 2. So here's our answer to the first problem. So now moving over to the second one, again, we have this very important point, which is our b value. And if we're counting our slope, this time we're going to go down 1 and then over 1, 2, 3. So our slope here was down 1 and then over to the right 3. So we're going to write our equation as y equals -1/3 x minus 1. And that's as simplified as it will get. So there's your answer for the second one. Okay, so example 3 is using points to find your slope. To find your equation of the line. You do need to calculate your slope. So I'm going to go ahead and label this one, this point, my x1 and my y1, and then my x2 and my y2. So again, your formula to calculate slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So then we're going to plug in this information. So we have 9 minus -6. So that becomes plus 6 over 3 minus 0. 9 plus 6 is 15. 3 minus 0 is 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. Then again, looking at this point, I have my y-intercept, which is -6. So we can go ahead and write our equation, y equals 5x minus 6. So here's our answer for this problem. Okay, over here again, I'm going to label my x1, my y1, my x2, and my y2. Again, calculating my slope using that slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Got to plug in everything. So we have 2 minus -1. So that's going to become 2 plus 1 over 0 minus 4. So 2 plus 1 gives me 3. 0 minus 4 is negative 4. So this is my slope. And then here again, we have our b value. So our equation here is going to be y equals negative 3 over 4x plus 2. So here is our equation of our line. Okay, so example 4, we're writing a linear function. So it's giving us our function notation. So we need to pull the points out of here. So when I have f of 0 equals negative 4, that's giving me the point 0, negative 4. And then when I have f of 3 equals 8, that's giving me the point 3, 8. So I have my x1 and my y1 and my x2 and my y2. So we're going to go ahead and start by calculating our slope using that same slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I have 8 minus negative 4, so that becomes plus 4, over 3 minus 0. So 8 plus 4 gives me 12. 3 minus 0 gives me 3, so 12 over 3 is 4. So this is my slope, and then again, this point gives you your y-intercept, which is your b value. So our answer is going to be y equals 4x minus 4. However, since this is in function notation, we want our answer also to be in function notation. So we have f of x equals 4x minus 4. And this is our answer here.